Ladies, gentlemen, and young ladies, it's getting hot at the Pentagon. Pentagon is again a second time on high alert. It's very hot over there. America hot because Kim Jun Un is not laughing more. If Turisma, he had to successfully test types missiles, types of weapons nuclear, drones whose results of the tests were positive. If he subsequently signed an agreement for the development of its whole first nuclear submarine destination of the United States of America. Now there Kim Jong gets his hands dirty. Yes, he is in the process of acquiring a new one nuclear missile, an intercontinental ballistic missile. Yes. So they're almost done. They even finished, but there is just one small problem that prevents them to take out the missile, test it, and to be able to save a victory, eh? But this little part is a very important technological part. If North Korea is finally getting this under control, it's spoiled, it's Euromani. I tell you the truth. North Korea itself has not spoken of that. It's always and again. And South Korea again takes all his time to monitor with a magnifying glass everything that North Korea does. And that becomes a kind of communicator for North Korea. It is South Korea that alerts the United States of America. America is falling in panic. Yes, from the global south, I tell you, has actions that are being posed and which shake the sphere international. Yes, it is a real revolution of the side of the global south. So, this missile, it's an ICBM. Yes, an ICBM who is reflected, who is thought, who is manufactured only against United States of America, against Washington. They ended up crazy. So what is it actually about as part of this video conference? Ladies, gentlemen, and young ladies. So this is the news hot and burning as we go talk. This news which even mixes the Pentagon experts. And so let's go into the depths to dissect this news in 360 degrees. But before we continue, I insist these days we are our channel is very sensitive. We are targeted, so give lots of likes and share it video conferencing at most. Let's go deep. Yes, what are the facts? This is a major technological advancement which is announced on the Korean side north. I remind you once again that if most recently North Korea did technological advances and left the whole world see, it's still a novelty. This time North Korea didn't even not spoken. It is South Korea which speak. And it is the South Korean president who speaks again. According to South Korean President Lee Mang, North Korea is the president South Korean speaking after receiving all reports from the services of intelligence. He says that Korea North is now about to create an intercontinental ballistic missile ICBM. ICBMs are very dangerous. These are the ICBMs that were dropped on Fordow in Iran. ICBMs are monstrously inexplicable. So, the South Korean president says they are about to create, or at least to finalize, the creation of a ballistic missile intercontinental. It means a missile that is walking around from continent to continent, from continent Asian directly, continent American. There you go. And this missile, intercontinental ballistic missile, ICBM, is able to directly hit the American territory, but directly the American territory. Speed, trajectories, how avoid obstacles, everything is already okay, everything is in place, everything is wrapped up. Only there is a small point which remains, which makes Kim Jong sitting. He himself trembles, he puts the pressure on his experts. Hurry, I'll have the thing in my hand. So, the only technical obstacle remaining to cross, and if it is crossed, America has nothing to do but cry. So the only technical obstacle that remains to be crossed would be the mastery of the return atmospheric. Yes, when it comes out, it will come out of the atmosphere. It's going all that is good. Now, when it comes out of the atmosphere, it must come back down. But you see, it comes out like that, it goes, and then it goes down, exit is all good. But its entrance in the atmosphere to go now, do the thing to America, the technical part there, you know, the climate which is in the atmosphere, and this who is in space, extra atmospheric, it's not the same thing. So this junction there is a small problem to solve first. An obstacle, because when it has to go in atmospheric space, it creates problem. It doesn't hit its target. So they want to sort this out quickly. so that when it happens via North Korea, who has this, goes into outer space atmospheric, and then FAOU, it goes into atmospheric space, direction USA, and then Gada Gada, and then Kim Jong with his very strange way of laughing. This is the only obstacle left. And so, in other words, Pyongyang is not more in the singles phase experimentation. He is on the threshold of power status intercontinental nuclear confirmed. It Estong is on the verge of becoming an intercontinental nuclear power confirmed. And that's all the gentleman has always sought in his life. To have a missile, he stays there. He looks at the red button, he presses it, and then it falls there. Maranatha, the guy, if he likes it. And so it's obviously the confirmation of a threat, direct strategic. If this development is confirmed, this means that Pyongyang could soon threaten New York, Washington, or Los Angeles by the voice of missiles. Yeah. If it's confirmed, because it's the South Korean president who is in the process to speak. Kim Jong-H does not speak. So the intelligence services, South Korean and American, are in the process to closely monitor the tests conducted by the Kim Jong-un's regime, which multiplies the long-range rocket tests these lately. They are in the process of follow. For Seoul, it is a turning point. The threat is no longer just regional. That is to say, the threat does not target plus Japan, South Korea, becomes a global threat, because if Kim Jong, even Paris can be targeted, you just have to annoy him. He sends one. If Vladimir Putin pulls himself together, he is there in anger. Kim Jong-un is not of this order. First of all, his young age, and then the nervousness he has in his heart against Western imperialism. It does not, don't say his name. So ladies and gentlemen, here is the headline. Thank you for the share as much as possible. I'll get back to you just now, inshallah, with new news. So that was the voice of your humble servant, the samurai.